3 years ago, I set out to construct the most powerful nootropic stack for focus, motivation, and sheer cognitive horsepower. I logged hundreds of hours, sampled endless amounts of cognitive performance chemicals, and ran beta tests with soldiers from the United States Army. And after massive experimentation and ruthless trial and error, my work had finally paid off. I found what I was looking for. Boom. Secure a bottle of the Cortex nootropic stack at livecortex.com. This is going to align a lot with what we're going to talk about today, how performance helps productivity, particularly for entrepreneurs and even productive corporate workers or folks that have to do some cognitive tasks or series of cognitive tasks throughout the day in their job. Nootropics, I think, are a critical part of that. When I discovered nootropics 8 years ago, long before we built the Cortex stack, and I kind of wanted to build a stack right away, but it took a while. Yeah, I mean, it was night and day for me. I was in the beginning of starting a technology repair firm, really, I was in the beginning of my years as an entrepreneur, and then a few years thereafter, as I was into nootropics, I started a technology repair firm. And the difference between us securing contracts with some of the companies that we secured contracts with, like Crayola, the crayon company we had as a customer, and not, was my brain performance, and particularly my verbal fluency, and in doing deals with these guys and talking with some of the executives from these companies. And that's why nootropics are critically important, because most of the good nootropics improve verbal fluency, and a good indicator that a nootropic is doing well, and a good indicator that your brain is working well right now, is verbal fluency. So secure a bottle of the Cortex stack at livecortex.com. If you haven't tried it, you are going to love it. We're getting a lot of great reviews about it. Most people respond very positively to the Cortex stack. A lot of people keep buying bottles. Look, I mean, we created this thing with medium dose or regular dose modafinil in mind as a stack to try to mimic. So 3 reasons why it's important for entrepreneurs to take nootropics. I'm fully convinced. Again, I sort of alluded to it earlier. Number 1, verbal fluency. Entrepreneurs are salespeople at their core, or at least I think they should be. I think there's entirely too many entrepreneurs coming out calling themselves entrepreneurs that just want to go, yeah, we'll let someone else sell the product, or someone else can sell it. I don't want to sell the product. And somehow there's like this, they think they're above sales. You are not above sales if you're running a company, if you're an entrepreneur. If you're a true entrepreneur, you know that. If you're one of these, there's this new echelon of entrepreneurs out, and I guess they're entrepreneurs. A lot of them are just raising venture capital money and building technology, and then basically crashing. Their companies aren't succeeding. They're after, maybe 1 out of 500 or something sells the company to another bigger company, makes their investors money, etc. And so, but real entrepreneurs know. And that's not a dig at Silicon Valley entrepreneurs or anything. I mean, a lot of them are great, but look, you got to be profitable. I think, unless I understand there's a situation where you might not be, but in general, stop just building stuff and not selling things and thinking you're above selling. And entrepreneurs know that, and a big part of selling is verbal fluency, no question about it. Like, you're having a conversation with somebody. I mean, this applies everywhere. If you're in an interview with whoever, senior guy comes and talks to you, and you're not verbally fluent, forget it. You're going to lose him or her. You're losing them, right? So selling requires verbal fluency because it indicates confidence, right? You know what you're talking about. You are not pausing between your words. You're accessing your information and being able to recall it and convey it appropriately and smoothly and fluidly. People recognize that. They're always trying to, in sales meetings and sales things or sales situations, the customers or client is always trying to they're always sort of microanalyzing everything about you, because though they want your product or service, they're also buying you, right? You're going to be with them for the next 2-3 years if it's a contract, or 1 year if it's a contract. They want to know that they can come to you if they have problems. So they're really analyzing you. And one of the best indicators of a person that's confident about their product is verbal fluency, and that facilitates salesmanship. Number 2, mental energy. Mental energy. Entrepreneurship is hard. It is not easy. It's glorified and whatever. Entrepreneurs like the new rock stars. I don't know. I was into entrepreneurship before it was very cool, and because I just am a rogue individual and I want to do my own thing, and among other things. But the reality is you are, some people go to work, 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m. They come home at 4, 5, 6 p.m., and then they make dinner and watch TV or do whatever. And that's great because people choose different lives. But an entrepreneur's workday is like literally when we open our eyes to when we close our eyes. I mean, there's always stuff going on related to our business, and business stuff happening. And so mental energy is critically important for a good entrepreneur. Like you see people like Gary Vaynerchuk, he's like a prominent entrepreneur out there, like 18-hour days, like killing it. Yeah, that guy's brain is working good. There's no question about it. Okay, that guy's body is working good. He's healthy. There's no question. You cannot do that. You cannot be a hardcore balls to the wall entrepreneur without health and mental energy. So mental energy is critically important, and nootropics deliver that for entrepreneurship. Getting through. So most people are toasted by like 5, 6 p.m., and as an entrepreneur, you might be too, you know what I mean? But if you take nootropics, you've got the right nootropics working for you. A lot of entrepreneurs swear by modafinil. A lot of entrepreneurs swear by Cortex. A lot of entrepreneurs swear by the racetams. Oxyracetam particularly is like a favorite among entrepreneurs. Then, you can give yourself that extra brain energy to take yourself through the rest of the day for productivity. Number 3 reason why nootropics are particularly important for entrepreneurs is, I'm going to say categorization, but compartmentalization. Nootropics improve brain function, and particularly for a lot of folks, prefrontal cortex function, which is executive function. And so when you've got your executive function working better, it's easier for you to take a 50,000-foot view on the details, on the sectors of your business that you got to pay attention to. Like, oh, we're going to market on Reddit. Okay, we've got to create an ad. Oh, we're doing search engine marketing. Okay, we got to run an AdWords campaign. We're doing, we're ongoingly doing SEO, search engine optimization. So we've got to focus on building links. Those are 3 separate areas of marketing, about which you've got to sort of compartmentalize each sort of individual sector, and then be able to look at them from a 50,000-foot view about this is what we've got to do. And it's this sort of mental organization that makes your business work. Sorry, the wind is like blowing one of my window things over here. And it's that sort of mental organization that makes the business work well and makes you not go crazy as a founder or as an entrepreneur, and puts you in a place where you can silo individual things together so that you have control of them. Peter Drucker, the famous book writer and guy about business, talks about what gets measured gets managed, and essentially having a brain that's able to compartmentalize things because your frontal lobes are working better, your executive function is working better, is important for you to manage this, to measure things, to understand things, and then therefore to be able to manage things. So those are 3 critical things that I've sort of extracted from. People ask me like, well, how do nootropics benefit you as an entrepreneur? I'm sure I've thought about it, but I had to sit down and think about it. Like, I know I'm much more effective when I'm verbally fluent and selling to people, but I need lots of mental energy through the day, and that's the difference between working between 5 and 12 a.m. Is nootropics for a lot of folks. And compartmentalization and having a good brain to be able to sort of section things out and then have the 50,000-foot view of what's going on is critically important. So. What do I suggest for entrepreneurs? Modafinil. Modafinil is a pretty powerful nootropic or smart drug. It's a smart drug for entrepreneurs. Prescription only, but you'll have to sort of work within the Reddit nootropics community and other Facebook nootropics groups to sort of find how you can take modafinil, perhaps otherwise. I'm not giving any suggestions. I'm just sort of talking here. And then, endless. We built the Cortex stack for entrepreneurs. We built it for everybody that takes nootropics, but it's a premium stack targeted exactly for verbal fluency, mental energy, and compartmentalization, and working memory and these sorts of things. And so the Cortex stack is pretty awesome for that. I would say that oxyracetam is a popular racetam smart drug. Those you can buy legally in the United States and have legally and take. You don't have to have a prescription for it. Yes, 700 to 1,000 milligrams of oxyracetam is pretty epic. So I'd say those 3 things, but modafinil, the Cortex commercial stack, Gen 1, and oxyracetam. are like my three favorite. I think probably some of the most widely used among the entrepreneurship community. Thanks for watching.